If you're new here, my name's Amanda. I'm the owner and creator of Whimsy Pots. Today is Monday, it's 1:25, and today's the first day of seeing how much we can create this week, how much we can throw in the wheel and finish refining with handles or details and things like that. That way we can get it ready to load into the kiln. Market season for me isn't actually starting until May, but the ceramic process is a long process. It has to go through the kiln twice, and it has to dry out before it can even go in the first kiln. It has to be underglazed or glazed and put in again. And if everything survives both kilns, then and only then is it available for purchasing if there's no leaking or flaws in it or anything like that. So it takes a while. We have a commission order that we have to finish up this week and get ready for the kiln. I have some mugs already thrown. I have a couple jars made already. I have some Mushy Boys made already, but we have a lot more to do. So right now we're gonna plan out everything that we're gonna make this week, hopefully. And also one of my local markets just opened up their applications. So we're gonna get signed up for that and see if maybe we can sign up for a few markets from them, this one local place, throughout 2025. It is cold in here. All right, let's look up this market application. It's amazing how many applications I need to have completed by January for the rest of the year. All of these ones I'm applying for are not just in the spring, which makes sense to apply for them now, but some are like in September and October. Make sure you're always taking pictures of your booth displays. You can never have too many, because this is exactly what they're going to want to showcase. Hopefully, if it's a good market, when they're advertising, they're going to want to show what your booth looks like to the customers who might come, but also it's what will get you accepted or not into these markets. I don't have any markets in July that I plan on signing up for yet because it just is so hot. It could get in the high 90s or low 100s at that point, and this is an outside market. So do I want to do that? So I'm going to sign up for these two, the Saturday of Mother's Day and the Saturday of Father's Day weekend. And I updated my pictures as well, which was really important. I had much better photos. Let's make a plan for what we're going to be making this week. All right, let's see. This is what we're gonna attempt to make this week. Lots of planters. Spring is coming up and my planters sell really well. And I bought a new plant stand. It's kind of like a indoor planter stand situation if you were to have it for your house, but I bought it for the market. That way I can save some table space now. And so now I'll have two 6-foot tables, and I will have this standalone stand that's just for planters. I will put my hanging planters on it and small and medium planters. So I have small planters, medium planters, hanging planters. I haven't decided how many of each I'll be making yet. That might be a more in the moment decision, but I think it might be a good idea to plan on like 4 or 5 of each of everything I'll be making, because this is not the only week I'll be making before the markets. I want to start to have more of a variety right now because my inventory is pretty bare, and with spring coming up and holidays like Mother's Day coming up, I know a lot of these things are going to sell. So I want to make sure I have a good stock of each thing, but also have a good variety of each thing. So 3 different types of planters. I'd like matcha bowls. 4 or 5 of those would be good. I have made 6 potion bottles this past week that need to be refined a little bit. I need to add the detailing that describes what type of potion bottle it is. I need to decide on what kind of mystical potions those are as well. I have made 4 cauldron mugs this past week, and I've made 3, I believe, bee mugs. I love bees, bumblebees, honeybees, very, very much. So I have a design for bee mugs, and also the custom order that I have is also 3 bee mugs. Those are completed, and I will show you those. They just have to be cleaned up a little bit. So I have to finish those 7 mugs. So that's the plan. 7 different items. We'll be making 4 or 5 of each of those. So if we made 5 of each of those, that's about 35 pieces. We have our work cut out for us. We just got the first snow, like the first real snow of the year, and we went sledding with the kids this morning, but oof, in this basement, it is chilly. Okay, we have a lot of reclaim to put on the plaster boards because we'll need a lot of clay this week. 35 pieces to be made is a lot of clay. What do I want to do first? I kind of think I'd love to make some matcha bowls right now. So let's do that.
Who told you that it was too late? When was it that you started leaning that way? 4 tires cut into the clay. It dries up.
I'd love to know in the comments what your art medium is, because this page is not meant to be just for ceramicists or potters. I'd love to know what you make, what you sell, what you make that's just for you. You're welcome to share your small business down in the comments if you have one, and I'll check you out.
Trying, and even if you could, it wouldn't come out like it should.
A few weeks ago, I received a message from someone who had bought these 2 bee mugs that I make. They were the first of their kind, and she bought both of them and then reached out because they want some for their kids. They're not an identical set, so they wanted 3 more pieces that kind of fit like a family, but they're not entirely identical. They look more like a collection than identical pieces. So here are the 3 that I've made for her. I need to send her some pictures for approval to make sure she likes all of them. I've thrown extra mugs just in case she would like something different, but I wanted to do them a little bit each unique. And now I just have to clean them up a little bit before I send her pictures, so I can make sure that I send her something that'll look as close to her finished product as much as I can. So after I attach handles, it just needs to be tidied up a little bit. I would like to be done throwing by Friday. Today's Monday. Really, I don't have a consistent work schedule, so I'd rather say like 5 days out of this week or 6 days out of this week. Keep in mind, I don't work like a 9 to 5. It's whenever I can get some time in. Like when I was throwing, I was in my studio, but now I'm just in my dining room refining these pieces that I've already made. So if I threw 35 pieces this week, which I'm not going to hold myself to it, it's just a fun goal to have, then that would be 7 pieces in a day if I'm making for 5 days this week. I think that's doable, considering that some days I could throw like 10 pieces. That would mean that I could throw less on other days. Okay, this one looks pretty good. Since they're for kids, I'm trying to make them about 5 to 7 ounces. All right, it's time to send her some pictures. Let's see what she thinks.
Last rodeo written on my back window. I've never tried this before I met you.
It's the next day, and I am so annoyed already. It is 1:45. I should have anticipated this. The matcha bowls that we made yesterday are a little bit too, they're like on the verge of being bone dry, which means I cannot trim them. So I've dunked them in a bucket of water twice so far. So I think they're at a consistency now where I can trim them, because I would hate to have wasted the 6 out of 35 things we've made if that's the goal that we're trying to reach this week. Secondly, I have a new DJI camera, by the way, that my husband got for me. Ready to watch? Oh. And it says that my SD card is full, and it is not. I have already moved everything over to my iPad, and it is still saying that it's full. So technology and I have never gotten along. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, but now it's just like I have to wait for my husband to take a look at it before I can film on it. So super annoying, but it's okay. We're going to turn this around. I'm going to trim the matcha bowls, try to dry them out slowly. That way they hopefully don't crack, since they've been through a drying and rehydrating and drying process, as I don't want to waste those. We haven't thrown anything yet today. Let's see what we had written down. I'm completely forgetting at this point. So we did the matcha bowls, sent off the pictures for the custom order for the bee mugs, and she approved them. She said that they looked absolutely perfect, so that's reassuring. Let's trim those and see where we get, and if we have time right now, then we will start to throw some planters. And I'll just see what inspires me in the moment, what size we'll be going for. Okay, that's trimming fine so far. I want to get these ribbons here. And when I stop getting ribbons from throwing, see the ribbon, then I will add some more water to the top layer. They're a little bit shorter than I wanted. Oh, the bottom was way too thin. This is why we make extra. This right here is why we make extra. I just had 3 matcha bowls not make it. They did not survive. We are down to 3 out of 35 done for the week. One was too thin at the bottom. I always test it, just tap it a little bit, just I can feel how thin it is. The second one, I think there was an air bubble trapped in one of the sides, so it was making it uneven when trimming. I just scrapped it. The third one was close. One side was the slightest bit higher, and it wasn't when throwing. I honestly think it was when I made the spout, it became a little wonky. Wonky is okay. We love wonky. What we don't love is poor quality. And if I would not feel comfortable selling it or giving it to somebody that I love, then I'm gonna scrap it. It's easy enough to reclaim something. I'd rather reclaim it in the moment when I know it's not good, it's just not a good product, rather than biscuit and then it comes back to me and then I decide, you know what, I probably should have scrapped that. Because then it's just a waste. I have to throw it away. And that's wasted clay and time. And so I'm pretty confident with the 3 that I have left, but I'm not too upset about it because the Matcha Bowls came out a little bit shorter than I had wanted. I need to create a spreadsheet or maybe just like tack up a Post-it with how much clay I use for each piece, because I always say I'll remember how much clay I like to use for my cauldron mugs or my whatever. I don't remember. So then when I go to make them again, I haven't written it down, I don't remember, or I don't have my scale and I just, like yesterday, just wing it. So I made them a little bit too wide and I think I could have used another like 4 or 5 ounces of clay, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's about 4 p.m. and I've just finished up weighing all of the feet for my cauldron mug. They weighed 15 grams each, and see, that's another thing that I should be writing down, right? I think after dinner I'll be coming back down to finish throwing. The goal maybe should be like 8 to 10 things. Well, actually it depends how much clay we have. I probably have 15 pounds of clay left, maybe 18 pounds. We'll see if I make some small and then some medium planters. We'll see how many I get. And then I might, if I still have time or still feel up to it, maybe I'll start attaching the cauldron feet to the mugs. But I'll see you tonight when it's time to throw some planters.
I'm hushing the dog on the chain. I'm lining up stones on the edge of the bank. Rally the troops for another refrain. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself. I'm buried beneath the sand. There's no way to speak or reach out my hand. Watching the paper slowly unfold, bracing for news that I can't bear to hold. While I'm singing this song to myself, I sing this softly to myself. Tore up my jeans on the fence. This iron road I cannot bend, but my walking is lighter when I walk with a friend. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself.
It is the next day, Wednesday. It is 11 o'clock and we threw 10 pieces last night, which is what I had hoped for. I don't think I'm gonna trim them right now. I think I'm just gonna take them off the bat and store them in a bin. That way they don't dry out like the Matcha Boys did yesterday, in hopes to save all of them. We have 5 small planters of different shapes, and we have 5 straw cups that I decided to make at the last second. This is all of the clay that we had at the moment. So I have some reclaim going right now, which I don't think any of it's going to be ready by the end of the day. So I'm a little worried we won't get any throwing done, but we shall see. I could go pick some more clay up as well. That's also an option. I don't just have to use my reclaim, but as for now, we don't have any ready to go clay. Here's the haul that we have. So let's just get these off of the bats and get them stored away. So when I'm in between like the trimming process or when I want to slowly dry things out, I have these big totes from Target that I keep everything in here. So it kind of keeps it at whatever state I've put them in here. It'll keep that same consistency, or I will, wet them and rehydrate them a little bit and then put them in so they get more at a leather hard state, which I think some of them need to be rehydrated a little bit so I can manipulate and trim them, but we'll get doing that, I think, later today.
The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. Calm your soul, hold my hand, don't let go.
It is 8:00 p.m. I have my ice water that I put lemon in because that's all the self-care I had in me right now. I put the feet onto the cauldron mugs. I'm gonna try to keep them rather hydrated and tomorrow find my level so I can make sure that the mug is pretty level. I always put the level on top and then kind of press it down a little bit or manipulate the feet in a way that makes sure that the mug is not lopsided after I've added the feet. I still have not trimmed the tumbler cups and the small planters from yesterday, so I have to do that tonight. I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed with the work that I had, set out to accomplish this week. I didn't prepare enough clay. I need a larger plasterboard in order to dry out my reclaim. It'll definitely be ready tomorrow, but it's not ready. So I need a larger plasterboard, which I'll probably be making in the spring. I'm able to pick up some more clay tomorrow, so I'll do that after I run some errands. And so we'll be able to get going, and I'll keep the reclaim cycle going. I will wedge up what I have that's ready and immediately reclaim some more. I'm kind of in a way glad that I don't have any ready because I'm not in the mood to throw. With the overwhelm, sometimes I just freeze. So that's okay, that's good. I am not someone to push myself if I know that that would not be good for my mental health. I'm just gonna take the break. But I did the 4 cauldron mugs. I also, during nap time, finished the 3 extra bee mugs that I have. So I'll show you that tomorrow. I have to handle all of the mugs. So that's 4 cauldron 3. So I have 7 mugs that I need to put handles on. And I will do that tomorrow. Also, I have the cauldron mugs get a label almost on the front that describe something funny and whimsical about the most likely caffeinated beverage that you have in here. Like it'll say like witch's brew, or a magical matcha is one of my favorite things. So I have stamps and I have to make the labels for them, like clay labels that go on top. So it kind of like says what could be in your mug. It's one of my favorite designs. And I also have to do that same thing to my potion bottles. I have, I think, 6 potion bottles made. I'm realizing that I have more made than I thought. I actually had just remembered some things that I had made last week. So like I said Monday, I'm okay with the plan changing. You know, we set out to make like 35 things, or between 30 and 35 things. That might still happen. I'm not saying it won't. However, tomorrow I have 3 doctor's appointments. The goal was not for work to continue into the weekend heavily. I find myself doing something with clay every single day, but heavily, like it has been this week. I didn't want that to happen Saturday and Sunday. But I have like 6 or 7 Mushy Boys that I made in the last video. If you want to check it out, I'll link it here. I have 6 of those that still need to be underglazed before they go in the first kiln. And then I have the 6. Hold on, let's count this up. I don't remember how many Mushy Boys I have. It's either 6 or 7. Let's say 6. And 6 potion bottles, 3 matcha bowls that survived, 3 straw cups, 5 planters if they all survive the trimming right now, 4 cauldron mugs, 3 bee mugs, and 3 custom order mugs. Oh, I made 2 jars. I think that's it. Let's see how much that is. That says 35. Why does that feel like a sign from the universe allowing me to say that I completed the goal? But I didn't throw 35 things this week. I finished 35 things. If all of the planters survive the trimming, I attach handles to everything and I add like features to everything, like the labels, or like add mushrooms, or add, you know, the bees. That just gave me so much peace to just see if I can maybe focus my attention on finishing what's already made. And then if I want to, I can make more tomorrow or Friday or over the weekend. I will take any sign from the universe anytime they want to deliver it. I also have these other potion bottles that need to be glazed as well. They came out of the first kiln. So this is what I mean when I say label. It says health, like it's a health potion bottle. These ones I carved the word health into, but I have new letter stamps to make it hopefully neater, maybe just more uniform, but I haven't tried them yet. We will try them tomorrow or whenever we go to make the labels. And here's another one. It says unicorn tears, cat whiskers, and mermaid magic. Each of my potion bottles are a different shape. I just whatever kind of comes to mind at the time, whatever shape is inspiring me in the moment is what I do. I suddenly have a lot more peace. Let me trim up the 5 planters, 3 cup tumblers that I have, and I will see you tomorrow. Hello, it is Thursday. It's 1:30. I have to go to a doctor's appointment in a little bit, but I wanted to get started on some labels for these potion bottles and these cauldron mugs. So I will be rolling out a slab of clay and pushing these little kind of label shapes in here so I can make a label for the potions. I need to find a better way to store these. This is just the container they came in, but maybe just like a big bowl or something. I don't know. But I have those. I bought a canvas cloth that's really, really big. It's kind of like for painting on the floor. I think it'll be the right material for rolling out a slab so it doesn't stick to my table. I also like to use saran wrap sometimes, but I don't want to be as like wasteful. I like to be a little bit more eco-friendly, non-waste as I can. So I have to cut a size that'll kind of fit on my table. Letter stamps. Again, I don't know how I'm going to store this. I just need caddy after caddy after organizer. So it looks like it comes with, oh, it came with a bag. This is not a good bag. Oh, oh, oh. It's exciting, yet also overwhelming when I get new supplies in. And then I also have a roller. I use this rolling pin, and I have these like marker type slabs where it's a set of 5 or 6 thicknesses, so I can decide maybe I'll want, you know, a thicker thing sometime if I'm making a plate. For today, I'll be using this size right here. There's a thinner one and there's like a real thick one here. So I'm going to keep these 2 out. Oh, nice. To make my handles, I use a pool noodle. So I will extrude the handle. I don't like to pull my handles. I never got good at making them consistent enough. So when I want to make multiple at a time, I want to speed up the process. I'd love to get a hand extruder someday, but those are a little bit more expensive. So I have this type of hand extruder where I can put it in the chunk of clay and then pull a nice even handle, and it has a little bit of a detail here, like a little scalloped edge. So it's not like, there's a little bit more detail to it, so I enjoy it. This might not be long enough, but let's try it out. It's definitely not long enough, but it's super cute. And when it's glazed, because it has like these ridges on each side, the glaze kind of pools in here and makes it darker. Much better. Oh, so beautiful. Drape it here, and it kind of keeps this shape rounded for me. And then when I put it down on the table, let it sit like this.
Oh, the lilac snow, drifting down so soft and slow, outside my window, I watch it go. Oh, the lilac snow.
Okay, so those handles are done, and they're just gonna dry out, and we'll see what they look like a little bit later on today. And these two are high enough, so I put the roller on here, so it makes sure I don't roll it thinner than these like rulers right here. It comes up real nice. This will be a Love Elixir potion bottle. This turned out excellent. I'm so happy with it. It's time for me to go before I'm late. So I'm gonna leave this all right here to dry. Hopefully my slab won't dry out too much. I missed the appointment. I missed it. I had the wrong address for some reason, even though I've been there before. And I missed it. And they had to reschedule me. I had to take a minute to not be upset. Now we are back. And let's turn it around. I have Oreos and I got a package. This is from Knitty's Creation. Catherine is wicked talented. I bought a hoodie from her that she dyed. And we're actually local to each other. So it just got in. Cute. Oh, look at this. I'll leave her socials linked. Knitty's Creation. Macrame artist, ice dyer, knitter, and designer. So this is an ice dyed hoodie. I also have a ear warmer from her. I'm glad to have this right now because I'm absolutely freezing. Look at that. How beautiful. It's a little oversized. Check her out. She's so nice also. Love Elixir. Looks perfect. I love it so much. Handles are doing well. They're not quite ready to put on yet, but they're not over dried, which is perfect. You know you have kids. Are you serious? When there's 10 Oreos that have just scraped off and put back in the... Honestly, that is so funny. Ew. Okay, so some ideas we have for the bottles. Eternal Youth, Unicorn Tears, which I have made, Mermaid Magic I have made, Health, Cat Whiskers I have made. Mana, Stamina, Unicorn Blood, Truth Serum, Love Elixir we just did. Ooh, Self-Worth, Self-Love, I like that. Swamp Moss, Witch's Brew, Toadstool, Queen's Nectar, which is a fun spring honeybee type. Willow's Wisdom, Snake Venom, Moon Dust. I'm going to make another Cat Whiskers because that one always sells because it's one of the ones that you can kind of envision actually in your house, like putting your real whiskers that your cat drops in there. So that one always sells. I have one. I'm going to make another one. So we'll do Love Elixir, Cat Whiskers. I want to do Eternal Youth, Queen's Nectar, and Toadstool. We'll add Toadstool to it.
Shit that you said on repeat in my head. China cabinet, busted again. Ends it won't meet on the raisin the rent. Picking up teeth off the pavement. Broken like bread, shirts that don't fit. Growing mold in the basement. Digging holes for dying hopes. Throwing sticks at glass, Coke bottles. Losing my grip in the rat race. I can't recall in the first place. What was it I was aiming for? In a canyon left undone. Another tape, another rerun. If this is all you know, this is all you know. Could you believe better? This is all you
All right, let's see what we've got. They came out so good. The Cat Whiskers and Toadstool are the ones that I had to hand carve. So I'm gonna have to really clean those up to make sure that they look like they weren't hand carved. They're just a little sloppy, but I'm pretty confident that I could clean it up a little bit, and they each have some extra room. So if I need to carve it again to neaten it up, I think I can do that. Queen's Nectar, Love Elixir, Eternal Youth. I think the Self-Love is going to be really popular. These ones came out wonderful. My issue that I think I might continue to run into is, like, this is the biggest label that I have besides this one, but it's kind of the same width. And as you can see, it just fits this. And I certainly, like for my cauldron mugs, I have words to be printed on there that are much longer than these words. I might have to look into getting wider labels, but I'm sure that's possible. So let's take out our potion bottles and start to add those on. Here are the shapes that we have. This is a kind of a new shape for me. The classic Cat Whiskers shape. This is also a new shape. I like how this one came out, but we'll see if any of the labels fit on this one. Actually, a lot of these are new. This one has a spiral in it and a chunky one.
Skeleton dance, keeping the peace, wringing my hands. I don't ask much of you anymore. Play of indifference, sort of the touch, tearing up threads on the arm of the couch. Your voice burns the sides of your mouth. Boots click, click, clicking around. What was it we were aiming for? This is all you know. This is all you know. Do you believe better? This is all you know. This is all you know.
Like, what do you think? Do you think that this label is too big for the size of this bottle? But to compare, I know this one, has shrunk, but here's the size of the label of the other one. As you can tell, even after this one shrinks, it's still, I think, in my opinion, going to be bigger than this one is. So we'll see it, if that's a good thing or a bad thing after it's bisqued and glazed. I'd like to add a mold of a bee here, and I'd like to add like a wall of toadstools here. But these look great, and they look like such a cute, cohesive set. They're gonna look really nice at a market. I love it. I love that they're all different. All right, I think that's enough for making tonight. Tomorrow, oof, we have a lot to do. We have to add the labels to the potion mugs. We have to add handles onto them that we made up today. We have to add designs to the matcha bowls, add the last couple touches to these guys. So I will see you tomorrow. It is actually Saturday morning. I didn't do any filming yesterday because I just want to embrace balance, and I had a busy day. I'm allowing myself that grace when I'm noticing that I don't want to do something, and I have to reflect, and am I just avoiding something, or do I just need a break? And attaching no pressure to that, and I just didn't want to film. So I finished all of the work, I believe. We have to go through everything again, so if you want to stick around for the last few minutes and look at everything that we accomplished this week, then stay tuned. We have to refine a little bit, like just clean it up, but all the handles are attached, all of the details are attached to all the pots. I have to add a couple more details to the mugs, but we can get that done up real quick. And then we can check out everything that we made and total it up and see how much we had made this week. I love the new canvas drop cloth that I've been using the past 2 or 3 days. It's working really well, and it also is good to keep my dining room table a little bit cleaner. It's funny that I make, really nice mugs, and I am using a old L.O. Bean mug, stainless steel, that has been chipping away its paint for quite some time. So I always make these thumb rests for my mugs. So I roll out a small ball of clay, and you kind of want it on the wetter side so it doesn't crack, because I'm going to roll it out And then I'm gonna press my thumb into it, and I kind of make an exaggerated thumb shape because it will shrink in the kiln. It is a functional element. It feels really nice when you're holding a mug to have a little thumb rest, but also it's another thing that makes all of my mugs look cohesive. So now it has a thumb rest to it. This is another area where the glaze pools really nicely. I feel so tired and fatigued from the week. It took me an hour just now to completely clean everything up and make sure it's ready for the kiln so I don't have to keep coming back to it. So let's go over everything that we made and do a final count. So last week, and we're gonna include this in the count even though I didn't make them this week, we made 7 Mushy Boys. I recounted, and some of them are holding a chalice, which is a new design. None of them had been holding that before. And a few of them are holding a mug, and then some are plain because I've had people ask for that in the past. I have 3 swirly straw tumblers. I have some planters. These are all small planters, and because it'll be springtime coming up for my in-person markets, I will bring them with some small plants in them, like probably succulents or something. So 2 of them have mushrooms. 1 is a spiral one, so I left that plain. And I have 2 that have bee designs on them. I went for a lot of bees this week because spring and I'm obsessed with bees. So this says magical matcha, anxiety, like anxiety, but you know, a cup of tea, toxic tea, and potion of positivity, because I'm only positive if I've had my morning caffeine. I have my custom order bee mugs, 1 more of those. There's a order of 3. I've made 3 extra bee mugs to sell. These are all gonna be about like 4 to 6 ounces. And here's 1 more. I made 2 jars this week, lidded jars. This one has mushrooms on it. And here's the other one. This is the new design. I wanted a little bee guy, and so I finally made one. Let me know what you think. I don't know about him yet. I would like to see what he looks like when he's underglazed though. And then we have our 6 potions. Queen's Nectar, and I added that bee. Cat Whiskers, Love Elixir, Eternal Youth. Oh, I forgot to add toadstools to these. I gotta do that. Toadstool. And imagine some toadstools on the side. And self-love. So I made the executive decision to scrap my matcha bowls. I wasn't really happy with the height of them, and considering how much they'll shrink in the kilns, I'd rather scrap it now and then remake them into something that I'm a little bit more proud of. So we can't include the matcha bowls in the final number of products made this week because technically we did not save them. Fun fact about me, I'm really, really clumsy. In counting my pieces, I dropped 2 Mushy Boys. Before I dropped them, I had counted 33 pieces. So we have 31 that are ready to dry out and get ready for the bisque kiln. That's okay. It's a huge win. The goal was, 30 to 35 pieces this week? We got a lot done. I think this is maybe the most accomplished, like all ready to go into the kiln that I've ever done. So I'm gonna let everything dry out slowly over the next week. And this week is gonna be about rest. So join me in the next video where we'll probably just be resetting the space and maybe doing some crafting just for me and just relaxing. And please let me know what your favorite pieces were down in the comment section. Thanks for being here. Be kind to yourself this week as I will to me, and I'll see you in the next one.
Feel it burn off the fire. Let go until